I'd like to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Chakodash. I also want to give double honors to our elder apostles and elder bishops, a great millstone who rule well, and peace and blessings, health and wellness to the house of David the elect. All right. Zahar, Spirit, Wind, Judah. All right. And today I want to go into a live stream, all right, entitled, It's Going to Take Discipline to Overcome Babylon. All right. It's going to take discipline to overcome Babylon. All right. As I meditate, all right. As a matter of fact, one second. Let me relocate. All right, Salak. All right. As I meditate on certain things, all right. As I meditate on the nature of Babylon and how the elites, the wicked elites of this country has the citizens, how the wicked elites of this country has the citizens, basically everybody is addicted to drugs, man. All right. The kings of Babylon, Shalom Halak. All right. Yahweh Shema Shah Brakatah. And Shalom to you, brothers and sisters who are tuning in. All right. But it's going to take discipline to overcome Babylon, like I was saying. The scripture speak about in Proverbs how you shouldn't be basically a partakers of the king's deceitful meats. All right. Whether it's his philosophies, all right, but his actual dainties that he has within the lifestyle of Babylon, man. Okay, and I've assessed through the spirit that basically he has everybody hooked on a particular drug within his carnival circus-like kingdom. Okay, he has everyone hooked on a particular drug within his carnival circus-like kingdom, man. All right, because you think about the word dope fiend, all right, but what's a dope fiend? There's really someone that's a fiend for that dopamine release that drug gives them, all right? But because of this artificial environment that we live in, all right, that he Frankenstein life, all right? Everybody is a fiend for dopamine, all right? And there's nothing wrong with releasing dopamine when you eat, say, fruit or food, because that's the Most High's reward system to continue to put nutrients in your body. What he did, he processed food, stripped it of its nutrients, and left the concentrated sugars there. Okay? And he did that with every facet of life. He made you an addicted, he made us addicted to dopamine release, man. All right? So you're addicted to the dopamine release of watching half-naked or naked women on the internet. And those half-naked women on the internet are addicted to the dopamine release of the validation they get from those guys that are aroused by watching them. Are you addicted to the dopamine release of going through the fast food restaurants? Okay? You're addicted to the dopamine release of just playing video games all day, watching filth on the internet all day, like I said, eating junk food, or just having sex on some random casual shit, man. All right? Dopamine release just by watching entertainment on your social media all day. All right? That's what it has to call like a dopamine detox. All right? Where you just don't use your cell phone all day because you're being overstimulated. Then when you put the phone down, you like a red-eyed zombie, man. Okay? But the nature of Babylon is to consume you through your lust. All right? The nature of Babylon is to consume you through your lust. And that's how the wicked elites rule this society, because everybody's hooked on something, man. Everybody is hooked on something. Even if it's just the natural high that you get from the weekend nights, man. Those weekends, all right, just being in the city, man. All right? Or just being lit, man. All right? Just that Babylonian, because that's why the scripture says, I think it's in Jeremiah, it was talking about Babylon, talking about America, and it said, "Thou that are given to pleasure," man. And I think it says it like that, like you are given to pleasure, meaning you're basically that's your lifestyle. You're hooked on. You're a fiend for it, man. And the pleasures are like eating all the damn time. Like I said, just casual sex. All right, like I mentioned in another video, he did the same thing he did with food. What he did, I mean, he did with people. What he did with food. He left the pleasure, but took the responsibilities and the nourishments of building a family away, man. Now, everybody in Babylon or in the Western world, for that matter, are dopamine junkies, man. They're dope heads. Because that's what a dope head is. You're addicted to that over excessive dopamine release, man. And every Babylonian is addicted to something, man. So the brother said, I know a gang of people like grown men, junk food and video games all day. Right, and you're gonna eat your junk food, and brothers might play their video game, but the point is all fucking day. Cause really you're a fucking addict. That's why. All right? The elites knew what they were doing when they had scientists, all right, have little rats in little laboratories going back and forth to their sugar cube, back and forth to the MSG. Then the rat was getting fat. But they turn around and put that same chemical in your food, man. Okay? Let me get, brother had a scripture, by the way. This chosen vessel 144, shalom to you. Second Ezra 7:44. And temperance is at an end, infidelity is cut off, righteousness is grown, and truth is sprung up. All right, yeah, and temperance is at an end. And this is we are at a state of intemperance, and temperance means moderation or balance. And there's nothing moderate about Babylon, man. All right? There's nothing moderate about Babylon, okay? So if you look at the grand spectrum of Babylon, everybody's hooked on something, man. All right? You know, you work in a job, right? But every break you get, every chance you get, you got to step out and hit that cigarette. But it's not the tobacco you're addicted to. It's that nicotine and all those other chemicals, man. All right? And Jake literally is addicted to a damn cancer stick, man. All right? Jake addicted to pills, you know, because what happens with because what it is, E hijacked everything the Most High created and concentrated it, all right, or added additives to it, and those additives go straight for your dopamine release, right? And then you hooked on that shit, man. But it's killing you, all right? It's killing you, man, all right? This is Romans 8:8. So then they that are in the flesh cannot please Yahweh, right? Because it also says in Romans, the 7th chapter, it says that I know that within me that is in my flesh dwelleth no good thing. That's why King David said, I delight after the laws of the Most High, after the inward man. All right? But we're bound to these chains of darkness. All right? Even without being in Babylon, we're still subject to these chains of darkness. But the nature of Babylon, man, it targets these chains of darkness. It promotes the activities of the chains of darkness. His do as thy will, which is Satanism, man. Like this LGBTQ shit, man. All right, that's directly coming from George Soros, which ultimately is coming from the elites. All right, and it's basically to have our people embrace Satanism. That's why they came up with this Old Town Road dude. I never remember his name. But why did they put him on this pedestal, man? All right, because they want to bring out that homosexual spirit within our people, man. And ultimately, Satanism, man. All right, that's not our people. Even in America, we went on that in the 90s. Some nigga twerking on Say, man. All right, because we have a natural fear of the Most High, even when it's without knowledge, man. All right, but it's going to take discipline to overtake Babylon, man. It's going to take discipline to overcome Babylon. That's why it says in Wisdom of Solomon 6, the very true beginning of her talking about wisdom is discipline. So the first thing you got to do is overcome your nature, overcome your flesh. America tells you, you know, America has you thinking that you winning when you constantly reproducing the flesh or increasing the flesh, man. Like when you go off the flesh, you winning. Nah, you supposed to, what you're not taught as a man is not what you're saying yes to, it's what you're saying no to, man. Okay? I remember one time in one of Mike Tyson's interviews, he was like, you know, he basically always wanted women and he loved women, but he never realized how much they take from him, man. Because if you're really dealing with women, women are taxing. They're taxing to your energy, your money, they're taxing. Everything comes with a cost. And that's why it says, and damn, was that Proverbs 3? Give not thy strength to women, all right? Nor thy ways to that which destroyeth kings. What is a way that destroyeth kings? Because you brothers, you're kings, man. You're kings in Babylon. But how do you destroy a king? All right, through intemperance. See, a king has to be balanced. He has to be moderate. But a way that destroys kings is basically, oh, he doing too much. He pleasing the flesh too much. All right. He doesn't practice the art of temperance. That's what it also says in Ecclesiastes. Woe to thee, thou land, whose prince is a child. All right. Because what's the nature of a child? He's impulsive. He's undisciplined. All right. But then it also says, bless thee, thou land, roughly paraphrasing, whose prince is the son of nobles. Okay. All right. But then when it goes back to that child, it says, who eat in the morning, showing you the first thing he does in the morning is please his damn flesh. Okay. And that's the nature of a child, man. It's to consume without reservation of the resources that you consume. See, a real kingdom, he's going to be, for lack of better words, it's like a company, and you have systems that recycle. All right. So if you have a king like Gad, for an example, Gad was a noble tribe in America because they utilized every part of that buffalo. And by the way, this is water, man. It ain't no vodka or nothing. It's just water. But Gad utilized every part of that buffalo. Everything they did, they utilized. They wasted nothing. All right. And that's a real noble ruler. All right. As opposed to this kingdom where it's nothing but waste. It's nothing but filth. All right. You got places like all these different restaurants, and they just throw the food away. But it's homeless people going dumpster diving, all right, digging out of trash cans, begging for food. Wait a minute. The scripture says when you have harvest, you don't glean all your grapes, man. You don't get everything from the field because you gotta leave a certain amount for the homeless. So it only makes sense if you have a restaurant that you leave a certain amount out for the homeless, the leftovers, man. All right. But America's full of waste, so that's an inadequate rulership when you're not utilizing everything you're not utilizing your resources. And you're not being resourceful. That's the word. You're not being fucking resourceful. All right. Like why would you operate? Why would you have your cars being ran off non-renewable resources? All right, that means this is going to inevitably run out. Why would you build your system off non-renewable resources? All right, your system has to be set up to sustain the generation after the next generation after the next generation. Let me see if brothers had any more scriptures. All right, this is it is a chosen vessel. It's Proverbs 15 and 14, New Living Translation. It says, a wise person is hungry for knowledge while the fool feeds on trash. There you go. All right. Ooh, that's a heavy scripture, brother. That's a heavy scripture, man. All right. Basically, a fool focuses on pleasing his flesh. All right. Let me get these scriptures. Romans 8 and 3. For what the law could not do, and that it was weak through the flesh, Yahweh sending his own son in the likeness of sinful flesh, and for sin condemned sin in the flesh. Proverbs 25 and 28. He that have no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down and without walls. It is what you have in Babylon, man. It's about a bunch of people who doesn't have any rule over the spirit because they were taught to live a YOLO lifestyle, man. But if you look in their eyes, they're dead, they're dry, they through, whether it's the male or the female, man. All right. But discipline is required to overcome Babylon, man. All right, because overcoming Babylon, it's like a a macrocosm of overcoming the flesh, because Babylon is a personification of all those wicked deeds inside you anyway. It is brought to manifest in this kingdom. So all those different traits of the flesh that Apostle Paul mentioned, like evil concupiscences, lasciviousness, which basically goes back to lust, malice, which basically goes back to anger. Babylon manifests that. You see? Hey, Shalom, brother, beloved. Yahweh Shema Shabrakatah. Babylon manifests that, man. Everything within your nature is manifested in Babylon. All right? All the wicked deeds of your flesh. All right? And furthermore, everything that the apostle said, these things you won't make it into the kingdom of heaven. All right? That's all in your flesh, but it's manifested in Babylon. The scripture speak on the abusers of themselves and mankind. But now you got what? A LGBTQ movement, man. All right. The scripture speaks on malice and anger and envy. And what do you have? Street culture, man. All right. The scripture speak on adulterers and fornicators. All right. And whoremongers. What do you have? Hip hop culture. Rapping pimps, especially in the 90s. All right. We don't love them hoes. Snoop Dogg and all them West Coast niggas and them Memphis niggas and them Oakland niggas. That's honor. A whoremonger is honor in this dirty ass country, man. Okay? That's a mighty one. Sirach 18 and 30. Go not after thy lust, but refrain thyself from thy appetites. If thou givest thy soul the desires that please her, she will make thee a laughing stock to thy enemies that malign thee. And it personified the soul or your flesh as a woman. And the nature of a woman is that it's never satisfied. You see? And your flesh is never satisfied. You see? You see how spiritual that is? But you can't be, that's why the scriptures, when it speaks about a bishop, all right, that he can't be given to anything. Like how you can't be given to liquor, you can't be given to anger, you can't be given to lust. You have to, because a bishop is really, he moving like a king. And we really got to move like nobility in this setup because everything is calling our flesh. You'll find yourself watching TV all day. You'll find yourself overeating bullshit. You'll find yourself looking at women on the internet all day. Then when you get done, you feel like shit because the dopamine went back down. All right? But all Babylonians are fiends, man. Okay? Chosen vessel 144. Sirach 19 and 5. Whoso taketh pleasure in wickedness shall be condemned ultimately by those missiles. But he that resisted pleasure crowned his life, because the nature of your flesh is to consume till you destroy, to consume till you are destroyed. The nature of your flesh is to consume until you are destroyed, because your flesh is like a beast. It's a wild animal, and it has to be tamed, man. The energy in you, the energy that causes impulses in you, impulsive activity, all right, that's an animal that hadn't been tamed by you. You got to tame the animal in you before you can call yourself a king and all this, man. Because if not, it's going to run you. It's like a dog. If you don't train that dog to heel, all right, it's going to pull you. Now, what does wonton mean? It means lack pull. It's a combination of two words. Won't means lack. Ton goes back to toe, like a tow truck, all right, or pull. You lack pull. So you have to have restraint. And these are noble traits that you don't fucking learn in Babylon, man. That the guy or the woman that has actual restraint, that's the noble one. That's the superior one. Discipline is a superior trait, man, that these weak ass Westerners don't have, man. We all slip in different departments, but that can be a lifestyle, you know? Because you got to go against the grain to do the right thing, but to go against the grain, you have to have self-restraint, man. And you're going to find out that in order to overcome Eve, you got to overcome the lust inside you. You see? And not just Eve, just that pedestalizing ass and titties, man. All right, to get over that fiendish mindset, it's not about her. It's about that lust in you. Stop looking at women all day, man. Nothing gonna come out of that. All right. Sometimes you find yourself in those little traps, but don't make that your everyday pattern. But you're gonna find out in order to overcome Babylon, man, you got to overcome you, and you got to overcome you through discipline, and that's what we have to pray for. It's one of the things. Endurance in this truth, but also discipline, man. All right, discipline, man. Because the nature of Babylon, this is a fucking carnival, man. You know how you walk through a carnival, and it's like it's like a little setup. Everybody's in front of their little shop, and they're promoting some shit to you, man. All right, they're promoting you to play this little rigged basketball game. They're promoting to you to go try to pop the balloon with the little darts, man. They're promoting to you to drop the ball inside the little fish bowls and shit, man. Like everybody's calling something, but now it's on commercials. Now it's on YouTube videos. Now it's on internet pop-ups, man. Everybody's promoting some bullshit to you, man. All right. But just like the carnival, to take your money, and it's already rigged. It's already set up for you to lose. All right. We're the consumer, man. All right. Let me see if brothers got any more presets. I'm going to shut it down. All right. Okay. I think that's it, man. But hey, look, the water. Hey, for you brothers and sisters who are tapping in, as we get ready to shut it down, get ready for them salt mines tomorrow. But with that, I hope you brothers and sisters were edified. Once again, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh Bashim Awashai Bashim Rakakudash, the abundance to our elder apostles and elder bishops of great millstone Ruel. Peace and blessings, health and wellness to the house of David the elect. Blah, blah, blah. Come Yashala, Shalom.